Yes, welcome to Bikes of Rye. Thank you for joining me. So today I want to discuss with you guys the running costs on this 2020 Street Triple 74RS. I've had the bike for just over a year, and in that time it's had 2 services. Well, I want to just say first of all, you know, thank you for your support. I get a lot of positive feedback on my videos. They generate a relatively good amount of views considering the amount of subscriptions I have. So yeah, thank you for that. It really drives me on to carry on doing these videos. Shall I pop past? I think I shall. What a day, what a beautiful, beautiful day. Oh, and if you're wondering about the TFT display, some of you have been querying what I have done about it, because in a previous video I had an issue with it and it wasn't displaying. It was just blanking out the speedo and basically most of the rev counter. And I raised this to my local dealer, well, where I took it for a service, because funny enough I was taking it for a service literally the following day, and when I took it in for a service it was working just as it is now. Slightly scenic route. Enjoy the roads. Oh, nearly hit a pheasant there. As if he didn't hear me coming. As I said at the beginning of the video, I've had 2 services. One was a service that is required when you run the bike in, and that was carried out at 600 miles. 650 miles I think I had it done, but basically they asked you to bring the bike back. We're in about 600 miles, and then they swap the oil out and they change the oil filter. What they charge you for is the parts. They don't charge you for labour. I don't know if that's like just standard, or if my dealer where I purchased a bike offered me that. I don't know, but basically I just had to pay for the oil in the filter and a washer and a plug. And it came to about 60, if I can remember correctly, it's 65 to 70, I think it was £68, something like that. I thought that was quite pricey. So what I did was, for my second service, which has just been carried out and it's an annual service, basically what they asked you to do for your first proper service, which is in the book, is 6,000 miles or a year, whichever comes first. Now I've not covered 6,000 miles, I've covered just under 3,000. I'll actually check it in a minute. I'll turn the bike off, because normally you have to turn the bike off and back on to see your mileage. You can't see it on the go. But I mean, if I haven't covered 3,000, I'm ever so close to it. And what I did was, because I learned that they charge so much for the oil at the dealership, I decided to provide my own oil. And I actually I managed to get off of Amazon some fully synthetic Shell advanced oil, and it was 10W40, which is what they recommend. And now I wanted to get slightly different oil. I wanted to go for a wider range, and pay a bit extra, go 5W50 for example. However, if anything goes wrong with your bike, they will potentially deem it, the fact that it went wrong was the oil. If they find that you've used the wrong oil in the engine, then they will void your warranty. So I thought I'll just I'll be safe, yeah. So I think it's 10W30 or 10W40, either one is acceptable to use. So as I said, I provided that oil. That oil cost me £20 delivered, and when I had the service done, they obviously checked over the whole bike, which they did on the first 600 mile service. They check everything over, make sure everything's as it should be, and try and look for anything that's wrong. And I paid £180, £185 or thereabouts, and it should have been like £220. So I saved quite a bit getting my own oil. Oh, listen to that quick shifter, isn't it beautiful? I'll do a separate video on that actually. My good friend Adam, which I'm yet to meet, he's a subscriber of mine. I'm going to give him a little shout out on this video, and I'm sure he'll watch and listen. We are planning on meeting hopefully this year. I'm actually going to meet a couple of people. Some of you have reached out to me about meeting up. So I think it will be a great thing to do. I'd like to meet some of you guys. But yeah, back on Adam, he mentioned about the quick shifter, and I thought, actually, do you know what, that could be a good idea for a video. Oh, I just tapped the horn there by accident, but I was trying to select the indicator. I hope she didn't think I was beeping at her. Oh, little pop. Do another little pop. Oh. Still sports mode won't allow it to happen. As soon as the wheel starts to come up, it cuts power. Let's listen to this quick shifter going down the box. Sounds good, doesn't it? I hope it's coming out alright on this purple Panda microphone. A bit tight round here, so I'll take it a bit easier. So I've just checked how many miles I've done, and it's 2,972. And if we look, let me just take my glove off. There's a bit of a lip there still. See the blocks? I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but there's little blocks to show where the illegal limit is that you can ride on. So I don't know. I mean, I think it requires a new tyre. To be honest, there's no point, riding it all the way down to the blocks. So the tyre on this maybe lasts about 3,500 miles. If I was to push it, 3,500 miles. And I ride, mixture of riding, but mainly, fast road riding. Anyway, let's have a look at her. She's looking alright, isn't she? Yeah, I think so. We're just going through, we'll pass the hangars at Luton Airport. Some of these hangars, old Monarch hangars here, Monarch Engineering hangars. Such a shame, obviously they're no longer used here. Another one. Right, I've just turned the TCS off. The speed limit is 40 here. Let's see how quick I can get to it. That was 37. I tried to perfectly get that correct. I just wanted to launch it straight to 40 and stop on it, but didn't quite get it right. But it didn't take long to hit that, did it? 0 to 37 in 1 second. The last thing I want to talk about, as I'm almost at the destination that I am going to, and that is the miles per gallon, and that is currently sitting at 46.8. Now if you watch my videos, you know, like, I do like to ride this bike properly, what I've bought it for, but at the same time I do cruise around a little bit as well. And I like to use the gearbox. I think 46.8 miles to the gallon is really impressive. I think the bike's light, isn't it, and it's not a massive engine, so it's not going to be drinking fuel. It'll only be drinking fuel really if you're ragging it. But I can say I've been out on some good ride outs, and with bikes, litre bikes, etc., 600s, and I think this is probably one of the most frugal bikes out of many others. I'm not just saying that because they own it, but I mean, maybe I can't say that. I guess it all depends on how you choose to ride the bike. If you sit around, if you ride around, like some people ride around, they sit in third gear, like in a 40, which I'm doing. I'm doing 40 now, and I'm in 6th. Are you gonna pull out? I don't think so, because I'm coming through. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thank you for watching. As I said at the beginning of this video, I just want to say thank you for all the support, all your likes, comments. They really help me produce this content. It really motivates me to make more content for you guys. If I see it add value, as I said, I'll continue to do this for you. And I just want to say again, appreciate your support, and I hope to see you in another video soon. Thank you. Cheers.